The rabbit hole of researching where to live in France is deep and it will suck you in. We have 3 tools today to help you find the place that you're looking for.
Hi, I'm Raina.
I'm Jason.
We're back at Bound, all about moving, adjusting, and enjoying life in France.
Yeah, if you are looking to move within your home country, you probably know the little things, like which areas are sunny but still get good snow.
Denver.
Yeah, which areas are pricey but still might provide really good value, or even which airports are well connected to the place that you actually are going to be going to.
Yeah.
But when you're moving to a new country, your knowledge pool probably isn't as deep.
So today we've got 3 tools that we think will help you fill in the gaps as you do your research. First up, if weather and climate are a big deciding factor, which for most of us they are, it affects your everyday life, we have a tool that is a weather tool, and it is a game changer, but not for the first thing that would come to your mind probably.
Yeah, what we love about WeatherSpark is that while it does give you all the raw data for weather and climate, the real killer functionality is that it lets you compare new areas that you don't know with towns and regions that you do already know.
Context.
Amazing. We often get questions asking us how a specific area or region feels, because while everyone can see the climate information online, it's really hard to determine how the temperatures and rainfall and humidity really feels. But WeatherSpark allows you to make direct comparisons with the places that you are familiar with, the places that you know how it feels like during the summer. You know what it's like during the winter. For example, someone told us when we were first here, the Dordogne is so hot, it's so humid. We thought, okay, but how does that compare to Houston?
Right.
Because Houston was our frame of reference for hot and humid.
Yeah, and any of you who've been there know that it's a bit extreme on that continuum.
Yeah.
So, and I was like, I am never living in a place where I'm going to be sweating, loading the car for Christmas again.
No.
Not doing it.
The worst.
So Jason put all the comparison weather in, the locations, that's what I'm trying to say, in WeatherSpark, so that we could see like the area around Bergerac where we are and how it compared to the Houston heat. And we realized like, oh, this is not what we were imagining.
Completely different.
Yeah. So this person's context for what hot and humid was totally different than ours. And it was just way easier to see when we could compare it.
Yeah.
And something else I also noticed, because we get a lot of questions about what it's like to live without AC in places where it gets warm in the summer.
Sure.
But you can also notice like it cools off at night. And that gave me some reassurance that like, oh, hey, in July and August, we'll still be able to get in the pool. It'll be warm, but at night it'll cool off. You can let the heat out of the house. You can sleep and it be more comfortable. And I was less worried about moving to an area that didn't have a lot of AC after living in Texas my whole life, where you'll die without it, like literally.
Yeah. So if you have reference points for places that you know and you like, this tool can give you a much clearer sense of how the different regions in France might feel for you.
All right, next we've got something for planning your budget, particularly housing costs, which is some of the biggest variability across France. So this next one is Celloger.com, which we have talked a little bit about before, because while it's not an MLS system like we would think of in the US, it is an aggregate site, probably our favorite one,
I think so.
For finding a lot of listings across France all in one place. But recently, Jason discovered this cool comparative map feature that shows pricing throughout the country.
That was a big find. Who doesn't like a map with colors?
And prices.
But the map is really great for getting a big picture view of housing costs in all the different areas. It also allows you to drill down to village levels. So you can look at the cost of buying or renting all across France, or zoom into areas that interest you specifically. You can get a really detailed comparison of average prices in different areas. For some of the larger cities, you can even get down to the neighborhood level to see how different parts of town compare, which is awesome.
Yeah.
This is really useful if you have your heart set on a certain part of the country but realize it might be a stretch for your budget. You can go through, you can sort things out, and find pockets within that larger area that might be more affordable for you.
Yeah, just make sure it's not like next to the train tracks.
Yeah.
Okay, but this tool really, I think it really can help you align the dream location with your finances. So like right off the bat, when you start looking, you have a good sense of what it's going to cost either to rent or to buy, which sometimes one can be affordable while the other's not in the same area.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah. Okay, finally, the third one. Let's talk about transportation and connectivity. Now, this might not matter a lot if you're planning to stay put in the countryside once you move to France, but if you want to travel around,
Who doesn't?
Well, yeah, it's one of the great things here. But you'll want to check out all your options.
I realize that I'm dating myself a little bit with this tool, but our favorite thing that helped us get the lay of the land with this was an old school map, the Streetwise Euro-Rail map. You can get it on Amazon for about $8.
Yeah, the map was really helpful in understanding France's high-speed rail system for us when we first got here. It shows you how the cities of Europe are connected, which lines are actually high speed, and how long it takes to get around between a lot of the different cities.
Right. I did not realize that I needed this until I saw it and started using it as we were planning, because it helped me grasp not just how France was connected, but also how the whole of Western Europe by rail was connected and in terms of travel accessibilities. I realize this sounds simple if you've grown up here, but I didn't grow up on a continent with a great rail system, and it all kind of felt new, and it just helped me get a sense of my bearings.
Yeah, the map's great. It also shows airports, including some of the smaller regional ones that you might not know about. So you can check out how well those little areas are connected as part of your research.
Right. So if you are beginning your search for a place in France, or if you are like already way down that rabbit hole and you need to come up with some ways to compare options and narrow things down, hopefully this will give you a little process. You can use WeatherSpark to figure out the ideal climate, then jump to Sell-A-J map to match up your budget, and take a look at that rail map to figure out if this place is connected as you want to be.
We know it's still a lot, but these tools can help you get a little more specific. We've added each of these links to our resource list, and if you haven't downloaded it yet, you can find a link down below to do just that.
All right, thanks for watching.
A bientôt.